There's all this hype about a morning routine, what you should or shouldn't do, and the goal is to be productive, to jumpstart your day. I'm going to share the key mistakes to avoid and how to use neuroscience to make your mornings as productive as possible. I'm Lexley Overton, and we help lawyers and their teams be top performers, and we use science-based behavioral changes to access flow state at will. So the purpose of the morning routine is to boost your flow proneness. So, what do I mean about flow? This is that peak performing state. But here's the wild thing: when you first wake up in the morning, you might think that you need to do a morning routine of yoga or meditation or journaling because you think that will help you be more productive. But really, when you first wake up, your brain is primed for deep, productive work, to be in this flow state, this state when you feel your best. You can lose yourself in deep thinking and working on a project, and our creativity and our productivity are higher. Your brain is wired for flow, proneness, naturally and organically, highest when you first wake up for two reasons. First, your cognitive load when you wake up is low because you haven't loaded anything into your brain. So there's a less load in the mind and it's easier to access flow. Second, upon waking, your brain waves are really close to what they need to be in flow state. The neuroelectrical signature of brain waves of flow are not far from the brain waves of theta or delta, which are the brain waves of sleep. So it makes it easier when you first wake up to slide out of bed and into a flow state. So what does this mean for your morning routine? Since your flow proneness is highest as soon as you wake up, you don't want to miss that prime flow time that your biology is giving you with doing an extensive morning routine of yoga or meditation. But instead, you want to wake up and work. But you don't want to wake up, work, and do nothing else because you'll be burned out, tired, and frazzled. So we do need calm and clarity that come from practices like meditation and yoga and journaling. So the approach of waking and working all morning isn't quite right either. The research reveals why. Flow isn't binary. It's not like a light switch that you turn on and off. Instead, there are cycles to flow. There are four distinct phases. It's like a dimmer switch. And you have where you're first in the struggle phase, and then the release phase, and then the flow phase, and then a recovery phase. Flow is expensive to the brain. So there's a lot of neurochemistry involved. And because you can spend a lot of energy effortlessly while in flow, it requires recovery to access flow again later in the day. So to avoid burnout, you need recovery. We want to avoid the mistakes on both sides of the spectrum. So based on the research, there's really a sweet spot between these approaches. And here's the key. You want to wake up and tap into flow immediately. Instead of an elaborate routine like meditation, you want to wake up and dive into your highest priority work. Not an hour or even 10 or 15 minutes, but within 90 seconds of opening your eyes while you're still not far from sleep so that your brain waves are closer to that theta or delta. You might, for the first 15 minutes or so, find yourself struggle a little bit, but then you'll go deeply into a flow working state. So after you wake up and you're in flow on your highest priority task from 1 to 3 hours, then you can do anything that makes you feel great for the rest of the day. That's the recovery, the yoga, the meditation, the journaling, whatever it is. So it's like an inverted morning routine. Work first and recover later, but never skip the recovery. This is the perfect blend. You get to harness the natural period of flow proneness our biology naturally gives us and promote recovery for flow for the rest of the day. So to do this, you got to prepare in advance. You got to set up the tasks the night before in extreme detail so you don't waste time figuring out what to do when you wake up in the morning. You want to be able to mindlessly just glide into the task instead of wondering what you should work on or how you should do it. Second is that you want to allocate enough time to really allow for this long flow block. So aim for 1 to 3 hours, really being dedicated to your priority work so you can take advantage of harnessing flow and really start your day strong. So I challenge you to do this tomorrow. That means that tonight you have to prep the task. You're going to identify the first thing that you want to work on. What's the first step you need to take? What's the task that you want to complete? And get it organized so you can glide right into it. And tomorrow, As soon as you wake up, ideally 60 to 90 seconds of opening your eyes, drop into the task, and you'll find that you drop into flow so quickly and effortlessly, and you'll get to ride that wave for 2 to 3 hours. Then you get to do your reboot routine of meditation and yoga, anything to boost your pronus for flow for the rest of the day.